Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the column American Politics, where even action movie scripts are jealous. Yes, today we will talk about a phrase so familiar that I can write it with my eyes closed. Donald Trump is proposed to be impeached again. I know you're thinking, oh, I thought it was over. Nope. For Trump, impeachment is like a loyalty program. 3 times impeached, get a free t-shirt. I survived impeachment multiple times. 5 times gets free tickets to Mar-a-Lago and a Self-Defense 101 tour. If each impeachment was a movie, Donald Trump would be the Fast and Furious of politics. Nobody knows why there's a new installment. Nobody remembers how the last one ended. But somehow, there's still viewers, there's still drama, and there's still explosions. Literally. The first time he was impeached for Ukraine. The second time for inciting the Capitol riot. And now, Episode 3, Political Revenge, the Purge of Prosecutors, and the Dream of Absolute Control of the Justice Department. Or to put it simply, this part should be titled, Donald Trump and the Legal Empire Strikes Back. And let me ask you, are we watching politics or playing the game, Who Wants to Be the First President? Because every election season, Donald Trump is rebooted, like a version of the iPhone with a faulty operating system, full of scandals, many escape routes, and especially cannot be completely erased from the map. And that's why Representative Mikie Sherrill has officially flipped the Impeachment 3.0 button in hopes of saving democracy, or at least saving a few Americans from screaming again. Now that you've recovered from your political heat stroke, it's time to find out. Who is the one who would dare to press the impeach for the 3rd time button? Who would dare to do what many people only think about in the bathroom while brushing their teeth and mumble, "If I were a congresswoman, I would..." Introducing Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill, the woman who is not joking when it comes to orange-haired tyrants. Who is Sherrill? Not your typical just-for-show congresswoman. She is a former U.S. Navy pilot, a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, where you learn to fly planes and avoid scandals. A former federal prosecutor, that means you used to hunt professional criminals. And don't forget, Sherrill was one of the first to warn Congress about the unusual behavior that led to the January 6th riots. While many were busy taking selfies in front of the Capitol, she was skeptical. Hey, why are there so many people in military uniforms standing around here who aren't part of any unit? Now, seeing Donald Trump threaten prosecutors online, threaten to dismantle the Justice Department, and promise a deep cleanup if re-elected, Mikie Sherrill can't sit still. She turns on her Face the Nation mode and declares, "We can't wait for him to turn America into a personal revenge empire." You know, when a former Navy pilot speaks up and says, "We're losing our democratic altitude," it might be time to buckle up and check your parachute. And so Mikie Sherrill officially files her 3rd impeachment proposal, not because she's free, but because she believes if we ignore this destruction of the rule of law next time, there may be no impeachment at all, because there will be no democracy to defend. Next, let's take a closer look at what Donald Trump has done this time that makes people want to impeach him again. Hint: it has nothing to do with Ukraine, nothing to do with Russia, but it could very well have something to do with the biggest ego on the planet. Okay, now that we know who pressed the impeach button, let's ask the most important question. What did Trump do this time? Oh no, folks. This time it wasn't a shady phone call to Ukraine. This time it wasn't telling people to find votes in Georgia. This time it wasn't leading a mob around the Capitol for a day of violent politics. This time, Donald Trump is being charged with abusing his power to threaten, retaliate, and undermine the legal system, all to protect himself. Specifically, Ms. Mikie Sherrill and her fellow lawmakers cited the following actions: threatening prosecutors investigating him. Trump didn't just take to Truth Social to troll. No, he wrote something like, "If they do, they will pay." Sounds like a Batman villain, but it's a former president of the United States, proposing to fire a bunch of people in the Justice Department if elected. Trump's plan is called a coup with the seal, Yes, instead of using tanks, he uses appointment letters and the power to fire. Making a list of enemies to purge. According to reports, Trump's team has blacklisted anyone who has ever opposed him, from prosecutors, judges, to low-level employees who accidentally liked posts criticizing him. Imagine this. You are a former cashier at the Justice Department. In 2021, you accidentally share the meme, "Trump in a pink dress." In 2025, Trump is elected. You are called up for criticism for lacking the MAGA spirit. Trump is no longer a controversial politician. He is being described as someone who is willing to use power to take revenge. If in the past, U.S. presidents tried to create a legacy through laws, peace treaties, or at least a library named after themselves, Trump wants to build a legacy by cleaning out the legal filing cabinet containing his name. Also a way to make a mark, just a little circumventing the law. And that is the reason why Mikie Sherrill exploded. She did not wait until the Justice Department hung a sign, "Private Property." She spoke first. And now, American politics is entering a familiar cycle. Trump does something, someone calls for impeachment, Republicans react, the press jumps in, and you see analysis videos like this again. And as always, after the impeachment motion, we move on to the familiar. What do Republicans say? Will they be surprised, alarmed? Will they say, "Oh no, if Trump does this, it's a danger to democracy"? Number absolutely not. The Republicans responded in true 2019 style, scripted. Deny it all. This is a political farce. The Democrats are trying to smear Trump again. Who is Mikie Sherrill? I thought it was a milk company. Reverse the victim. Trump isn't attacking the legal system. The legal system is attacking him. Like, you get pulled over for running a red light, then you say, "The cops set me up because they know I like speeding." If you're going to talk about breaking the law, why not talk about Hunter Biden? Oh, right. When you get caught burning down your house, yell, "My neighbor was littering illegally." This is blatant political retaliation. This is how the Democrats discredit their opponents. This is Tuesday this week. Some Republicans have even asserted, if Trump says he'll get revenge, it's just metaphorical. This also works if you're a James Bond villain. In fact, deep down, many Republican leaders know that Donald Trump is putting them in a timed powder keg, but they still support him. Why? Because of 3 words: fear of losing their seats. Many congressmen are living in fear of being tweeted by Trump, fear of being primary by MAGA, fear of having to reapply for a job on LinkedIn with the title "former congressman who once existed." And so, instead of protesting, they choose to stay silent or avoid it, like seeing a burning house and saying, "It's okay, it's probably just scented candles." In short, the Republicans are not only not surprised, but are practicing to pave the way for Trump to run back to the White House. For them, impeachment is not a warning. It's just a familiar bell during the election season. And now please buckle up, turn on your auto tweet filter. Because we are about to enter the storm of Donald J. Trump's speech, the only man who can be impeached, and still live stream selling sneakers at the same time. As soon as the impeachment proposal flashed, Trump did not need a press conference, did not need a lawyer. He just needed Truth Social ADM, his personal social network where he is CEO, customer, and algorithm god. Excerpt from one of his hot posts. Mikie Sherrill is a member of the radical Democrats, desperate for their failure. They are afraid of me because I will clean up the swamp. Clearly, according to Trump, threatening prosecutors, creating blacklists, and wanting to turn the Justice Department into a family office are all Save the Country acts. Some people save the country by reforming, but Trump saves it by dissolving the legal system. If they dare impeach me again, it's because they're afraid of me. I don't break the law. I make the law. Instead of explaining his actions, Trump spun the situation into an action movie. He's the hero, and everyone around him is traitors, fake media, and left-wing judges dressed in black like Marvel villains. Trump didn't stop at taking the stage. He also used the impeachment proposal to raise money. Yes, you heard right. He turned impeachment number 3 into a T-shirt. Within days of his remarks, Trump's campaign sent out dozens of emails. They want to shut me up. Help me keep fighting. For $5, you can save America. If Trump makes a few $1,000,000 every time he's impeached, then maybe he should volunteer to be impeached again. In recent rallies, Trump has said it outright on stage. I didn't do it for me. I did it for you, the American people who are oppressed by the corrupt regime. He means the regime that gave him 4 years in office and a ton of free lawyers. For Trump, every legal attack is a branding opportunity. Make America Great Again has now turned into Make Accountability Illegal Again. And so, while Mikie Sherrill is worried that America is slipping off the democratic rails, Trump is riding the MAGA roller coaster, waving, live streaming, selling shirts, and saying, I didn't do anything wrong. I just want to be president forever. What's wrong with that? So, once again, America enters a familiar cycle. Impeachment, quarrel, shocking statements, fundraiser, and re-election. Possible scenario. Scenario 1. Impeachment fails. Democrats try to push, Republicans block. It's like you hand in your resignation letter, but your boss throws it in the trash and says, just keep working. We'll pretend we didn't see anything. Scenario 2. Success in the House. Short-lived in the Senate. Why? Because it's always just a few Republican votes short, and no one wants MAGA burning an effigy back home. Scenario 3. Trump uses impeachment to accelerate his election campaign. There's no doubt that Donald J. Trump is the only candidate who can turn a criminal record into a campaign profile. Maybe Mikie Sherrill is right. Maybe Trump really is a threat to the rule of law. But you know what's scarier? The feeling of, this has happened before. Impeached 3 times. And the law is still bent like a noodle. The legal system, instead of being a fence of democracy, is becoming a slow-moving revolving door. And the people, from outrage to silence. Impeachment is not just a legal procedure. It is a test, not just of an individual, but of democracy. And if the 3rd time doesn't get the system to respond appropriately, then maybe the problem isn't just Trump. It's us, the people who allow this cycle to continue. Trump may be the first president to be impeached 3 times. But if things continue like this, we may be the first country to turn impeachment into a genre of entertainment.